Welcome back. You have used the Career Radar tool to help you narrow down the list of roles or careers you're interested in to ideally one choice. In this exercise, you will identify an initial list of companies as a stepping stone to building a productive network of advocates and landing your dream job. Maybe you still have more than one career direction in mind. Even if that is the case, at this point, I recommend that you choose only one of your choices as you complete this exercise. This is a process you can always repeat for your other choices, but practically it will be hard to focus on more than one choice at a time. In this exercise, we are going to do something unconventional. In fact, we are going to turn the tables around. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the conventional job search strategies. You develop your resume and maybe your cover letter and you start sending it out to as many job announcements as you can. I had one client who submitted over 300 applications in 1 month. He went on some interviews, got a couple of offers, and a month into a new job, he was back, wanting to work with me again, and you don't want to be him. So in addition to keeping an eye on a great job announcement that you may want to be applying for, we are going to go on company shopping like you would go shoe shopping. When you go shoe shopping, you may go to many stores and try on many shoes. At the end of the day, you head home, you might have bought a shoe or not. Either way, it would have been you who made that decision, not the shoe. There are many reasons that we want to start checking out companies and determining where are the places you might like to work at. There is an important psychological distinction between what we are going to do and just applying for jobs. This distinction makes all the difference in the impression you make and how you can influence the people who are important to your career success. As we will cover in future lessons, your words, your tonality, your posture, and everything else you do should communicate that you are the one in control of your future, that you have options, and that you will make the best decisions for you. So let me start by introducing you to the concept of job search funnel. Some of you may be familiar with the concept of funnel, maybe in another context like sales funnel. We are going to use that concept in a similar manner here. So here I have the job search funnel. TOFU stands for top of the funnel. This is a pool of organizations that if you knew about them, you might like to work there. But we are not even sure if they all have the right position for you. So some may and some may not. By the way, by having the right position, I don't mean having an opening, but rather that the organization employs the kind of role you're looking for. The second layer is MOFU, which stands for middle of the funnel. The organizations in this group are a subset of the ones in TOFU. These are the organizations you would have liked to work at if you knew of them, and they do have the right type of position for you. And then there is BOFU, or the bottom of the funnel. These are the organizations you like. They have the right type of roles for you and can meet what you want in a career. And finally, the happy ending. The one organization you decide to work for because they can give you what you want, they love you, and you can do a great job and thrive there. Our goal is to get to that happy ending. Now, how can we start identifying some organizations that potentially fit in the top of the funnel? Well, here are some ideas. You can pick almost any geography and do a Google search on the top 100 or the best company in that area. There are a few resources like business journals and other media that have a vested interest in building these kind of blogs. Of course, now that most companies are open to remote work, you could be looking at various geographies for this kind of research. Similarly, if you're focused on specific industries, you can do similar Google searches replacing geography with an industry. Another variation on this are lists where they rank companies based on certain specific attributes, like the best dog friendly or whatever. You get the idea. Finally, you can ask around in your own network. This is also a nice way to make your contacts aware that you are in the market without being too pushy about asking for their help. In some cases, you can even check out Wikipedia. I know, for example, there is one entry that lists every single nonprofit in the Washington, D.C. metro area. Those who are familiar with that market know that there are hundreds of them in that list. Now, how can we add more relevant organizations to this funnel? Well, fortunately, if an organization, especially a for-profit organization, is doing well, they will have competitors. So for any organization you added to your list, you can find and potentially add their competitors to the list as well. There are so many free and for-fee tools to identify a company's competitor. In fact, for medium to large companies, especially product companies, you can easily grow your list by simply doing a Google search specifying competitors of. I've also used sources like Owler or GuideStar. But honestly, and especially that this is a dynamic list of resources, you should start by doing a simple Google search and find out what are the best tools at the time that you're doing this kind of research. So now that you have made a bigger tofu, let's move to the middle of the funnel. So again, companies in the middle of the funnel are a subset of companies in tofu. Here, the company does employ the role you're looking for, even if there is no opening at the time of your research. That should not stop you from adding such a company to your list. One of the ways you can build this list is to pick a company from your tofu and do a binary search of the organization's name and the role that you are seeking in LinkedIn. You'll be able to locate most people who have ever occupied that role at the company. If you don't come up with anything, that may be the sign that maybe no one performs that role or not under that particular phrase that you use to do your research. A reverse approach would be to search for just available positions on LinkedIn and other sites, and then check out the company that is advertising to see if they qualify to be on your middle of the funnel list. And finally, you can ask your network for companies that hire the kind of role you are looking for. Whatever name you come up with, you still want to do some due diligence to make sure they qualify to be on your list. I'm mentioning Glassdoor here as one of your tools, but with a cautionary note. It is not possible to make everybody happy. And B, I think it is more likely that unhappy folks express their views on Glassdoor more frequently. So you just need to apply your judgment to balance things out. You could also use general media research to see what you're learning about the company that you're looking at. And of course, my favorite approach is to reach out and talk to current employees at the company. Remember, the purpose of this conversation is not to get a job, but to learn about the company. Of course, in the process, you're making one more networking connection, and don't be surprised if you get leads to open positions. Keep in mind that depending on the job market situation, companies give a reward to the employees who refer a candidate that gets employed. So there are many good reasons to make this kind of outreach part of your middle of funnel research. Now, before we go to the bottom of funnel, keep in mind that funnel data changes constantly. You put an organization in the top of the funnel, then you do more research on them, and then they either move to the middle of your funnel or you may decide to drop them off your list altogether. So if you are in a job transition that may take a couple of months, your list by the time you get an offer may look somewhat different from the time when you started. Now remember that bottom of the funnel are the organizations you like. They have the right type of position and can give you what you want. So again, they are a subset of companies you identified in your middle of the funnel. But how can you find out if they can give you what you want? Well, you can research the web, including reviews and the company's own information. Of course, typically you can find more information for larger companies. But remember, while everyone thinks of companies with big names, at the time of this recording, the Fortune 500 employers, they employ less than 18% of the workforce. And the best way to learn about the rest, in addition to research, is outreach. Outreach not only to hiring managers, but to your peers and former employees as well. Basically, you can use the same criteria that help you narrow down the field or roles that you wanted to pursue to weed out companies that don't meet your criteria. That said, again, I would like to caution you to apply your judgment to the quality of information that is being presented to you. By the way, I've had clients who mistakenly stopped applying for jobs while they were doing their research on companies. So let me clarify. If you come across job announcements that appeal to you and they truly qualify as a good opportunity for you, there's no reason you should not apply for them. Do it. And one other point of clarification. While you build a list of companies for your market research, they are just a stepping stone towards your success. And in reality, you could end up working for even a better company that never made it to your list. It's now your turn to go build your list of 20 companies that can fit in your bottom of funnel. That means you need to start with a larger list of companies, maybe as many as 40 or 50 from the middle of the funnel to end up with that many on your list. As a lazy person approach, you can also add the organizations you have just recently applied or planning to apply to on that list. We will cover the rationale for this in our next lesson. You can save your list in your campaign activity log or any other tool that you prefer. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. When you are ready, please join me in our next lesson where we will use your list to kickstart your market research and your guerrilla marketing campaign to land your dream job. See you in the next lesson.